Greetings and peace. I would like to start this with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace be with you and yours. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. I would like to do today's talk on the book God, Soul, and Universe in Science and Islam. Not too many people know about the teachings of this book and the esoteric implications it holds even in today's time in the age of chaos from 2020 through 2029. Again, I represent myself only, and my videos are always for education, nonprofit, and entertainment purposes. So I hope you benefit from this. Before getting into the teaching, first we'll learn a little bit more about the author, who is Sir Muhammad Yamin Khan, who was also knighted. He was born in 1888, and he was a public servant and political figure in British India at that time, when the British Raj was there in present-day India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. And he was present with the All-Muslim League politically, and what he did was he was involved in law, because the concept of being a barrister, equivalent to American English, is one who's a lawyer or attorney. So besides that, what he did was he was involved in the political stuff and helping out his local communities in terms of his public service. But at the same time was that he did the Indianization of the British Indian Army, where he made sure that the Indians within British India were promoted to senior positions, and he was able to make sure that his people were represented properly. And his political party, the All India Muslim League, played a great role in the creation of the Muslim state of Pakistan during 1947, once the British Raj had dissolved. So due to his works in the public and in the legal system and all that he did as a public servant, he was knighted by the British government with receiving the title of Sir. And this recognition is basically of his influence and the respect that he received in his lifetime for all the great work that he did. Once the partition of India happened in 1947, Sir Muhammad Yamin Khan migrated to Pakistan, where he spent the remaining years of his life. Now, one thing that he emphasized on was that the modern Muslim does not understand Islam or the sciences of Islam through a scientific or esoteric perspective, which encouraged him to write this book. Sir Muhammad Yamin Khan explains the importance of providing scientific explanations in English for the modern Muslim who grows up in the modern era. And he discusses the conception of God in Hinduism and Christianity and different religions, highlighting the corruption and degradation of high ideas in the process. And his main aim with this teaching is to provide a deeper understanding of the unity of God from the Islamic perspective. Now he goes into Siddhartha, who is known as the Gautama Buddha, promoted celibacy like Jesus Christ and believed in the concept of reincarnation until achieving nirvana, where the soul is free from desires. However, scientific and practical questions arise about the process of reincarnation and the control of souls. Jainism also believes in the transmigration of soul, but focuses on karma and avoiding degradation in the next birth. In contrast, Islam presents a monotheistic concept of an all-powerful, omnipresent, and eternal God who is the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of all universes. Unlike Hindu deities, Islam emphasizes the unity and power of God in all aspects of creation and destruction. Christian missionaries believed the Milky Way was the passage to heaven until Galileo's telescope revealed distant stars. Ptolemy's theory suited their belief that Earth was the center of the universe. Copernicus, Kepler, and Newton revolutionized astronomical thought. The vastness of the galactic system was uncovered, showing Earth's insignificance in the universe. Spectroscopy measures distant object distances through light waves. While details of scientific inventions are omitted here, further knowledge can be gained through astronomy and cosmology books. Nebulae, distant cluster of stars, were discovered to be large clouds of light. Mr. Khan discusses the concept of multiple universes like our own. which are scattered in space and not fully understood by science. And even Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, even in a lot of these concept and esoteric teachings, talks that we are not truly alone in the vast ocean of creation and existence. Mr. Khan stresses the importance of also believing in one God, the God, who is the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of all universes besides our own. He also delves into the construction of the universe, explaining the forces that keep planets in orbit and the motions of celestial bodies like the sun. And he does mention the existence of 92 elements in the world, which highlights the diversity and composition of matter. Water is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen in specific proportions, with all substances made up of various elements. Atoms are the smallest parts of elements, combining to form molecules. Positive and negative electric charges in atoms create energy, leading to the formation of matter. Disintegration of compounds into elements releases energy in various forms. Nature involves chemical and physical processes governed by energy changes. Everything undergoes constant chemical changes with laws governing these processes. Water cycles and changes in form symbolize the natural laws dictating the transformations in the world. Mr. Khan discusses the laws surrounding the formation and combination of elements in science and their connection to the concept of nature. He highlights the role of energy, electrons, protons, and atoms in the creation and destruction of matter, emphasizing the intricate design of the universe. He compares human intelligence to the intelligence behind the laws of nature, using examples of flower colors and tree growth to illustrate the complexity beyond scientific explanation. Mr. Khan discusses the wonders of nature and the complexity of living creatures, highlighting the intricacies of human anatomy and the limitations of human knowledge in understanding the universe. He questions the ability of humans to create life and emphasizes the existence of a powerful and knowledgeable creator. Scientists are mentioned in their discovery of cosmic rays and the medium through which light and electricity travel in space. Despite advancements, human knowledge is deemed insufficient to fully comprehend the work of the great architect. Electrons and protons of atoms create waves in the cosmos, which can be received by humans, like radio sets. Some people have telepathic abilities due to love and purification of thoughts. Different individuals have varying capacities to receive and transmit waves. Prophet Muhammad is portrayed as the most perfect messenger of God, embodying various roles and virtues for humanity to emulate. His message emphasizes the oneness and attributes of God. His life serves as a comprehensive model for all aspects of human behavior. People are encouraged to worship and acquire attributes of God, Allah, by loving His creatures and purifying their minds. The messenger Rabbul Alameen, Prophet Muhammad, brought the new idea of delivering a message to the entire world for all times. He revealed scientific truths about the existence of universes, like the creation of all living things. The destruction of Earth will occur when the sun expands and absorbs it, leading to the end of the solar system. Other planets will also be affected by the sun's expansion, causing changes in their orbits and positions. Gravitational pull and distances between objects play a role in these changes. The messenger's teachings align with the current scientific theories. Mr. Khan discusses the possible destruction and recreation of the solar system, emphasizing the need for Muslims to pray 5 times a day to seek guidance and live a life consistent with the belief in the unity of God. He stresses the importance of following divine laws, avoiding sin and repentance, highlighting the consequences of violating nature's principles. Mr. Khan also points out the downfall of nations due to misdeeds and emphasizes the constant presence of a powerful and just God who is always watching and takes action when the time comes and when it is deemed necessary. The Quranic verses emphasize seeking protection from evil thoughts and deeds, appealing to the Creator of man and dawn. It is important to pray for purity of mind and actions. The unity of God is highlighted by Mr. Khan, correcting misconceptions of deity divisions. The universe is explained as a made-up of atoms joined by magnetic power, which are essentially forms of energy. The material form of atoms can be destroyed by changing the distance between electrons and protons. Energy in the universe transforms into matter and vice versa, ultimately originating from a single source. Various forms of energy, including cosmic rays, propagate in the cosmos, manifesting as electricity, radiation, and heat. The Sufis believe in achieving spiritual enlightenment by assimilating divine attributes, with some attaining mystical powers. Saints like Mansur al-Hallaj exhibited extraordinary abilities, while Ghaus al-Azam reached the pinnacle of spiritual development. And Ghaus al-Azam is Sheikh Abdul Qadir al-Jilani of the Qadiriyya Sufi order. Islamic teachings on the unity of God and the Prophet Muhammad, imparting secret knowledge to chosen individuals, add depth to the mystical journey. And now this is equivalent to also in the book of Mark in the Bible, where Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, Isa, tells those that there will be those that I will teach in parables, while there will be others who will be initiated into the inner mysteries, the outer temple and the inner temple. Despite skepticism, encounters with spiritual beings remain unexplained, leaving room for scientific inquiry. Mr. Khan discusses belief in communication with souls, citing examples of individuals knowing events before their occurrence. Various spiritual beliefs are discussed, along with the importance of finding a scientific explanation. Mr. Khan delves into the nature of energy, creation of the universe, and the concept of the soul as a form of energy. He emphasizes the intelligence of the Creator and challenges theories of matter's eternal existence. Scientific principles of energy and conservation are touched upon, highlighting the endless nature of energy in the cosmos. The vastness of the universe and the role of energy as a medium for light transmission is also explored by Mr. Khan, and he emphasizes the intelligent design of the universe by the Creator. Mr. Khan discusses the intelligence and creation of animals by God, the existence of a great energy as the source of creation, and different forms of energy. He mentions the concept of an all-pervading energy that existed before matter and refutes theories on the origin of energy. He also explains the powers of attraction and repulsion in energy and their role in creation and destruction. And he also highlights the various forms of energies that exist throughout the cosmos. Energy in various forms, including magnetic power, radiation, heat, and chemical energy, have played a role in the creation and transformation of matter. The intelligence or soul bestowed by the Creator guides living creatures like mankind to use these energies for good. Temptation, however, leads towards selfishness and must be resisted through the strength of character developed through societal interactions. The great messenger Muhammad emphasized the importance of remaining active in serving society to build character. Various forms of energy like cosmic rays and waves created by thoughts and actions exist and follow orders prescribed for them, right? It's like what many people say, your thoughts start manifesting. The soul, unlike the material body, can perceive beyond physical limitations. The concept of soul has been explained in various philosophical contexts, but a simple explanation is that it is the result of chemical actions in the body. A germ develops in a woman's womb into a child with the energy from blood and fertilizer, creating consciousness or intelligence, known as a soul. The soul is a higher form of energy that manifests in the body, allowing thoughts and actions. When the body dies, the soul leaves and awaits trial before being rewarded or punished in the Islamic belief. Energy released from the earth goes into space where it can be utilized or reformed into matter. Living a materialistic life can trap the soul and create attachments to physical desires. Energy from the earth can reform into matter or acquire different attributes. The energy released from the disintegration of the body is reconverted into matter due to unsatisfied desires. Matter forms stars and planets, cooling down over time. The soul wanders with released energy, experiencing pain until it purifies itself. Souls that overpower temptation merge into infinity after death. Souls assimilating divine attributes reach heaven. Eventually, all souls merge back into the great energy, leaving only God. Islam and science share similar beliefs regarding the transformation of matter into energy. The Prophet Muhammad brought about the significant changes for the benefit of humanity. Mr. Khan discusses the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, including the unity of God, equality of men, obligations of the rich to the poor, abolition of slavery, and abolishing all slavery everywhere, and rights of women. He emphasizes kindness to orphans, widows, and the needy, forgiveness, honesty, and justice. Prophet Muhammad also prohibited usury, encouraged mercy and kindness, and laid down strict rules against sexual relations and alcohol consumption. His teachings aimed at promoting peace, justice, and compassion among all individuals, regardless of their backgrounds. And now you know why the West always demonized Islam, because if people started discovering Islam, that puts the West out of business, right? Their businesses of usury, degrading women through the different industries, and all of that in between: alcohol, drugs, sex, degradation of the family. So Islam fixes all of those issues in Western society. That's why the Zionist-controlled media always demonized Islam, so people don't look into it. So there you have that. And in the conclusion, Mr. Yamin Khan discusses the importance of not destroying religious or residential places during war, contrasting the actions of Prophet Isa, peace be upon him, and what's been going on in the world recently to protect religious places. And Saladin was giving that respect to the Christians in Jerusalem. He protected their places of worship, while the Zionists are not doing that currently in Israel and in Gaza and in other places. So we have to emphasize that contrast. And the Prophet Muhammad encouraged us to have kindness to animals and creatures, and we have to just do the right thing with the time that we have been given. Mr. Yamin Khan goes into the scientific aspects of creation as well. On the planets, the celestial bodies that orbit around stars like our sun, and the order of planets, the asteroids, and the moon, the stars, on how these different creations or forms of creations throughout the cosmos serve their own respective roles in the way the creator, the all-creator, Allah, the creator of all universes, multiverses, omniverses, has put this plan into motion. Mr. Khan, from his scientific and esoteric perspective, also teaches us that there are many, many universes and multiverses that exist throughout time and space, and each universe has their own form of creation, and they're all separated from each other in like large distances and light years. Just like how even in Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, he tells us that we think that we are the only creation, but in many different timelines and universes, there's an earth in each of those universes, and the beings in each of those earths think that they are by themselves. So there are parallel universes and realities, and Allah even tells you in the Quran that I have scattered even beings among the heavens. So there's the concept of the quote-unquote aliens or alien creation. So Allah does tell you in the Quran that from the earth up until the heavens and beyond, I have scattered creations all over. Mr. Yamin Khan also stresses the importance of magnetic energy and how everything in the universe revolves around a form of magnetism and energy. And if you can basically hone that light within yourself, then you can attract those energies and powers within you as well, as we see within many mystics, whether it's on the Sufi path or any other path. One thing that people do is semen retention, or retaining your seed. And from the Christian perspective, they would call it retaining the Christ oil that goes up through your spine and goes to the crown chakra. So it talks about not depleting yourself in any way. where modern society or the West encourages this kind of behavior, you are taught to respect yourself. And the more you respect yourself and control your thoughts, the more magnetic and powerful you become as an individual. So he's giving the scientific equivalent of that here as well, in terms of how it applies to science and how it applies to you, the human soul, as well, since we're all created from the same energy. The example of the protons and the atoms and the positive and negative protons and electrons shows that that same energy that exists throughout the cosmos and universe is within man as well, where you're given the free will decision by God to either do good through your character, building a good character and doing good for self and others, or falling astray to temptation and desires and the lower nature of this world. So depending on your actions, if you build yourself towards a positive outcome, then after your death, you will have a positive transformation, as everything is energy. You yourself are energy, which will be transformed depending on your actions in this life. So choose wisely. Again, the importance of the atomic structure in nature within mankind and the universe is stressed by Mr. Khan. And in this life, if you really look at it, it's a test, right? What do you really take with you? It's all an illusion. Throughout life, you go through the system and the motions. But again, it's about submitting to the will of God, Allah, and becoming the best version of yourself. And there will be that other force, the dark force, that is there to take you away from God. And you have to do the right thing with the time that's been given to you in this world. Because when you leave from this world, you're not going to take your money with you, your bank account, your assets, your family, spouse. They will mourn you, your friends, people that loved you. But eventually people move on with their lives. Even if you look at it today, everyone's busy in their own lives. Like, who's really checking up on you? That's the reality of what everything is. And the next day, your job will have your replacement as well if anything happens. So this life is a test, right? It's either you're going to go to the bad side or the good side. And many people would say that this place is like a rehab, right? For lost souls or souls that have fallen astray from God. And a lot of the religious figures, the legit ones and the good ones and the teachers and guides, even in the modern era, they are there to rehab you back into God's good graces. So this is basically hell. And a lot of these teachers and philosophies and paths that are out there, different forms of schools that are out there, they're just there to guide you back into the good graces of the Most High. So when you leave, your energy is transformed in the right direction and the positive direction. As Mr. Conning explains that everything truly exists since the beginning and in the end. In the beginning, there was only God, the Allah, the light of the heavens and the earth, right? And all come from that one source of energy, the God. And in the end, everything gets reabsorbed back into that great energy. And that's what he shows with the examples of the plants and stones, with the birds, living organisms, water, a child developing in the womb. It's all a part of that one great singular energy that's there from the beginning till the end. That's why in the Quran they tell you that everything will perish in the end except his face. Mr. Khan describes Allah as the great principle which governs all of the cosmos. The cosmos is governed by a great principle that influences all its components, from the smallest atoms to the largest galaxies. This principle dictates that everything in the cosmos revolves around a central nucleus, with satellites orbiting around it, creating different forms of energy, from electrons revolving around protons and atoms to planets revolving around stars. This principle of rotation and revolution is fundamental to the creation and sustenance of matter. The mechanism of rotation and revolution of various levels generates energy and leads to the formation of atoms and elements, showcasing the interconnectedness and intricate design of the universe. Friction, electricity, and magnetic fields play crucial roles in the creation of matter. highlighting the complex yet harmonious nature of the cosmos, and that one single principle, which is Allah, the creator of all universes and galaxies and beings, is that central point that has no beginning and has no end, and is self-sufficient. So all creation revolves around that one principle, explained in a scientific perspective by Mr. Khan. Here we are at the end of God, Soul, and Universe in Science and Islam. It is an old book, but I hope you were able to benefit from it, and I will put the link in the description below where you are able to get it. Thank you for watching. If any questions or comments, please email me at salmanshake911@gmail.com. All images used were retrieved from public domain searches and are the rightful property of their respective owners. The images used in the video are for the purpose of nonprofit awareness and education, which is protected by the copyright laws of fair use, education purposes. All my videos are for nonprofit and education purposes. Thank you. All rights reserved.